Just almost a year ago, Nanci and Peter suffered the most heartrending loss, the death of their beautiful son, Benjamin. I remember standing right in this place with Benjamin just a couple of years before that. As he became bar mitzvah, he was stunning. He spoke here about how growing up was hard and invited us to remember that change is always possible. The fact of his death has overturned this past year the world as we knew it. Nanci and Peter, the two of you, have spent the past many years in our community being the ones who showed up for everyone else again and again, who brought us food and arranged Shiva visits, who called and cared and checked in. And now we are here to do the very same for you. I thank you today on this holy day for sharing a few words about your beloved boy and about your grief journey as we begin to enter the space of mourning and memory together. Nanci and Peter.
Does that work for you? Is this going to work for you, Bunny?
Does that work?
No. You know what? We're going to go down. Yeah, thank you. First of all, IKAR, thank you for welcoming us up here. We are very, very grateful. Secondly, and I'm looking hopefully at the right camera, Emma and Casey, we love you and we're thinking about you. Still needs over here. Last year, 2 months into 9th grade, 6 weeks after his 15th birthday, and 5 days after Yom Kippur, our beloved son, Benjamin, died by suicide. Before I go any further, I want to remind you to please call 988 if you ever feel hopeless. In the days after Benjamin's death, I called 988, feeling overwhelming despair. And a wonderful, caring person helped me through my crisis.
To the parents in this room, we stand before you as your worst nightmare. When someone dies after a long life, I think it's easier to remember how they lived. Thank you.
My mistake, sorry.
Who they loved and the things that they did. But when someone dies out of time, I worry that their life becomes about their death. So I'm going to share some memories of Benjamin. This first one is from his baby book. The entry is from 9/1912, so he had just turned 3 years old. You told your first joke that you really came up with yourself. No connection to anything else. I took you out of the bath, had you wrapped in a towel. You're so cute like that. And I squeezed you. You said, ah! I said, I can't help it. I love you so much. I just want to squeeze you. You said, Mommy, I'm not a lemon. I didn't know you'd ever even seen a lemon squeezed. And no one had ever joked about that in front of you before. It was pretty hysterical. The second one is a tiny little book that he wrote. I wrote on the back, written by Benjamin on 8/13/19, so he was almost 10, after hearing his mom and dad fight in the other room. How to be happy. Smile. Forgive people. Look at the bright side of things. If you smile, other people will smile. The end. About the author. Happy, that's the author, keeps accidentally writing I's instead of H's. And finally, on January 14th, 2023, Benjamin stood in this room at this table, and we had the joy of seeing him become a bar mitzvah in his most formal wear, a kilt.
It has been an excruciating year. I still can't fully fathom how Benjamin could be dead, and how all of us in this room were all a year older since he died, while he will stay an unchanging 15-year-old. No 10th grade for Benjamin, no driver's license, no first love, no college and beyond, none of the small and large milestones we took for granted. There are constant painful surprises, like walking into a gift store and seeing a Lego of a giant black and white cat, a set we know Benjamin would have loved. Seeing his shambling pile of remote control cars, planes and drones month after month, untouched, slowly realizing that he'll never be back to play with them. And we still can't bear to sit at the family dining room table. We've traveled a lot over these last 11 plus months, and coming home is always hard because when we walk into the house, we'll see empty spots where evidence of Benjamin's presence should be. But I'll have to take the dog for a walk, and as I go up the street, neighbors will ask how we're doing. I'm always honest, and frequently I'll say, poorly. And then they'll offer me a hug and say that they think of us and Benjamin every time they pass our house, and I'll feel some comfort. We've attended IKAR's Zoom Minyan, the Saturday services here, and therapy sessions innumerable. People have reached out to us, family, neighbors, work colleagues, friends from first grade through adulthood, parents who've lost kids to suicide and to horrific accidents. We share our feelings and we share our overwhelming silence. Even on the days we only wanted obliteration, when someone reached out, no matter how imperfect, we would feel it as your will for us to stay alive. This is real love. It's incredible when we step back and look at it in total. Experiencing your love and care allows us to feel as close as we can to what still seems impossible. Hope.
We've been told by people who've been through this that one day we will feel joy again, but it'll be tempered because we will always have a hole in that joy, a Benjamin-shaped hole. I find that comforting. I never want to not feel that void. I never want to not feel that ragged tear. When I cry, I feel Benjamin, my little bunny, closer to me, and I cherish that feeling. I'm going to wrap up with a short poem by Sarah Ryan. I am not the only one who still looks for you. The sun rises each day like a spotlight searching, hoping it will find you there. And every night before it rests, I hear the sun beg the moon to keep looking.